About to the way you can say something since y'all want to go ahead and say about the disrespect. I'm gonna make it clear and simple because this shit old, but it still plays a part. But you have to think about it. Her father brought something to the internet that could have easily been done over the phone. That's how this situation arose 3 years ago when the car was taken. Okay, it has been done. He brought it to the internet, said some lies about her, and you can't call her rebellious. Y'all know how this platform is and how their age group is, or how his people is and how they get on the internet. Let me tell you something. Since y'all want to go ahead and say about the disrespect.
Yeah. Cause, oi, yeah, my people, them say me evil, me evil, they cannot reason, you see it? Yeah, listen to me now, right? Now, this post here, let's talk about where it's from. And it's from Strictly for Trap and Trunks, okay? A lot of my content have been recently taken from this account here on Instagram. Now, shout out to Strictly for Traps and Trunks. Know what I'm saying? Now, as you see, the post is captioned saying Toriana's mom speaks out on boozy family drama. He brought it to the internet. Okay? Now, he definitely brought his family business to the internet, and he is a star, so therefore the fact that it's present to the public, right? The public should have all right to share their opinions, but a lot of people believe that if it's about them, whenever these celebrities or social media influencers are getting bashed, a lot of them, or quite few of them, we've seen over the time continuously coming out talking about people should stay out of their business. You know what I'm saying? Like they're ludicrous and that roll out. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy. Like people are so afraid to take accountability for their action and fail to do better, and they have no interest in doing better. They have no, they don't see it as a need, to try to better themselves or try to fix the problem that is, in their lives that is being revealed to the internet or to the public. Now, what we have going on here, okay? So let us just read this before we go any further, or else it's murder. Now, Boosie's daughter, okay, who is Toriana, is revisiting the family drama from a few years ago, saying the situation escalated because it was brought to social media instead of being handled privately. Um, Hold on, guys, hold on. I think I need to brighten this screen because the things I ain't able. Yeah, so she also defended her daughter, right? That is Toriana's mom, okay, that you've seen here, with her mouth moving and no sound in the video. So, yeah, let's rise up some colors here. Just to point out for those who don't know, because I got some Jamaican fans and people all over the world on the gram been tapping in. So this is Toriana's mom. Boozy had bagged himself some nice woman, it seems. However, this woman is very toxic. She's just one of those stereotypical black women that, is sort of ratchet or toxic, and they're the ones, it's these black people that are being noticed more than any other black people. The toxic ones and the ratchet ones. You know what I'm saying? And things are just not the same as it used to. Now this is Boosie. He is the rapper, multi-million-dollar rapper, rich and successful. He had beaten his cancer, I think it was. and he also has diabetes, so he has been through a lot. But just as most gangster who is about it, they do a lot of dumb shit more time. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of gangsters, they've done some bullshit here and there and almost everywhere for some. Now Boosie seem to have gotten some criticism over the years, despite him being great. And I think, it's just a lack of intelligence with Boozy because he may not be the smartest thing, you know what I'm saying? And that is why I vlog to try to show people how to think, and not because you got money makes you an intelligent person or have class. But I'm not classing Boozy here, okay? I respect Boozy, but just as any other artist or celebrity or influencer, whenever I think they done some dumb shit, I'm gonna say that it's some dumb shit that they had done. You know what I'm saying? And this is some dumb shit that had occurred between Boozy and his daughter. However, I blame his daughter and also Boozy because you can't blame the calf and not blame the cow. Because the calf was raised by the cow. Okay, now Boozy is the cow in this situation, and his daughter here, Toriana, right? She is the calf. Okay? Like, not the calf at the knee below here, not that calf down here. You know what I'm saying? No, it's like the baby cow. Okay? Now, I don't want y'all to say she be looking like a cow now, the mom. I don't want y'all to be getting disrespectful saying the mom look like a cow, because I know y'all trollers and internet commenters be commenting some disrespectful stuff. Okay, so the post read that Boosie's daughter, Toriana's mom, is revisiting the family drama from a few years ago, saying the situation escalated because it was brought to social media instead of being handled privately. Also, she defended her daughter's response, saying she was provoked and that the issue was between her daughter and Boosie. Okay, not the internet. That is what she really makes her mouth says. She really allow her mouth to say when they brought it to the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, why should they be exempt, or why should anyone be exempt from criticism? You know what I'm saying? As long as it is constructive criticism and it's clear, and it makes sense of intelligence, right? Then people need to share their thoughts and views. Okay? So there's a question that asks, let's see what this question say. Let's get rid of the colors. Okay, so the question says, do y'all think family issues should stay off social media, or is responding publicly fair once it's already out, or something like that? I'm not seeing clear because my screen is cracked. I need a new phone, guys. Yeah, so once any problem comes out to social media, we all should share our views. And if your view doesn't make sense, then we're going to beat your views, right? For saying some dumb, silly stuff on the internet. Whether vlogger, blogger, some nogger, some jogger, they gonna meet the flogger. Okay, now I'm gonna play this for y'all and we could fix things in between session, okay? Now let's do this.
About to the way you can say some since y'all want to go ahead and say about the disrespect. I'm gonna make it clear and simple because this shit old, but it still plays a part. But you have to think about it. Her father brought something to the internet that could have easily been done over the phone. That's how this situation arose 3 years ago when the car was taken. Okay, it has been done. He brought it to the internet, said some lies about her, and you can't call her rebellious. Y'all know how this platform is and how their age group is, or how his people is and how they get on the internet. Let me tell you something, since y'all want to go ahead and say about the disrespect.
She be saying a whole lot of nothingness that makes sense, right? Because this is why I said that she is one of them toxic black people who gives or make it bad for many other black people. You know what I'm saying? Hear what she said? Have you heard what she said? Now she's saying 3 years ago about that car thing. Now let me tell you about that car thing, or a little about that car thing. Now Boosie had bought his daughter a car, right? Some nice car that she loved, right? And because she was disrespectful to Boosie, right? Which we've seen the many disrespect of how she handles her dad, who gives her and provides all she needs and wants. Okay? And children should be respectful to their parents. And the public look up to these celebrities who are in the media, who are greatly influencing the massive because of their success in the music industry or whatever career it is that they have escalated to success, and is known for. Now, these people, we as the public have a very high expectation of celebrities, okay? Especially because of the fact that they're successful, and we expect a lot from them. And not I wouldn't even be a lot, but we expect more from them than the regular man and woman in society, okay? Because we chooses we chooses the celebrities to support. We chooses who to help to make to become successful. So therefore, we have all right to talk on these celebrities whenever they are malfunctioning or not functioning right. Okay? So it's fair for people to share their honest opinion and views whenever these celebrities mess up. But this woman, she wants them to go unscathed without any bashing, without people sharing their thoughts, people sharing their regrets about seeing or witnessing what these celebrities have gotten themselves into. Now, we've seen that Boosie is a dad who have failed to raise his children to become, very well behaved black children, and that is so important. We want black people to be the best behaving human being, right? And if we're going to be crashing out, it got to be for a purpose, for a valid reason, okay? Now, Boosie had bought his daughter a car and he took it back, right? Because she was misbehaving herself. Yet this black mother, she's saying that Boosie lied. She said Boosie lies. She's picking up for her daughter. And Boosie is a cool father who provides and loves his kids. But Boosie isn't as intelligent, which is why both his kids, right, his son and his daughter, are known to be ratchet, toxic, and, want to be some gangster type kids, which that isn't the focus they should be having. Yes, their dad may be a monster or a gangster, but we know we're from those days, the old school era like Boosie, where gangsters try to keep their kids in a different path, what I'm saying, of brought up. See, now she's gonna say that we should leave them because it's about father and dad. It's about father and daughter situation. It's not about us. And as I said, she is a complete disappointment. This woman is a complete disappointment. You know what I'm saying? She ain't holding her kids accountable, because what I remember how I seen his daughter reacted when Boosie had took back the car was unacceptable, And Boosie also have a song with her, right, where she's rapping some gangster stuff. And I never liked the side of that. You know what I'm saying? I never liked the side of that. That's just some cloud chasing thing for Boosie and his child, We've seen G Herbo done it too with his son, which it's kind of different with G Herbo, and I could actually digest seeing G Herbo and his son doing a rap song that is gangster alike, you know what I'm saying? However, we don't see G Herbo's son being all that toxic on the internet, behaving like some street kid. You know what I'm saying? We know that G Herbo's son throws up his gang sign because of the influence of the rap culture, not just because of his dad. And yes, it helps because G Herbo is a rapper, so his son is gonna see a lot of rap shit goes down, and there's gonna be paying attention and recognize other rappers and other music videos, and so it's somewhat different and easy to digest seeing G Herbo and his son collaborating on a rap song and in a music video, right? Different than Boosie and his daughter. It just wasn't easy. It just wasn't easy to digest seeing Boosie and his daughter doing that music video and she acting all gangster, seeing that how she behaved over the past few years. It's like you're trying to prove something to the world, just like T.I. and his son. I'm glad how King have seemed to now be focusing, and Boosie's son also. I don't see them misbehaving all over the internet again. I'm saying I'm not sure if it's because of this Nolan Xavier Well case. And I be telling black people that we should be pulling out all these racist cops who be targeting black people, unlawfully abusing and unaliving black people. We need to start pulling them out and unalive them before their family, so that they will be warned by their own family about treating black people much more respectfully before they go on duty. Okay? Because if we don't do this, then it will never change. Right now, as I speak, some dirty ass, racist, power tripping cop is abusing some black people somewhere, especially in America there, right? And other races, because we've seen white cops unlawfully attacking and targeting white folks too, So white folks need to do something about that. We can't allow these cops to just unalive people and then wait for the court to give us justice, which isn't sure. We got to do what is sure to give us justice. And I'm sure that if we start target these cops who are exposed, and not just cops, people in general who are exposed on the internet, attacking black people, beating them up because of their racist agenda or some reason that is not unfair, and we need to punish our own blacks too when they go around abusing other white folks, other black folks, any other folks. We need to get them. If they unalive someone unlawfully, unfairly, unjustly, then they need to get unalive too. That is how this world will become better, when they know the consequences is inescapable, right? If they know the consequences is inescapable, they know that they could get a lawyer and beat the court case, okay? And they know that these cops can be placed on Dex duty and be taken from frontline duty for their evil atrocities against black people, okay? Now, these ratchet black people now, right? Like this lady, she also says something that needs to address, right? Where she said that this is how kids behave nowadays and we should understand them. No, bitch, that's not how it goes. We don't accept people with their irregular behavior, with their negative behavior. It's not a matter of knowing how these kids are and to allow them to behave like this. And that is what these mothers do to raise their child to become some nuisance in society. And then saying that that's how kids are nowadays. I'm going to play it back for y'all to hear she's saying that. But talking about that's how kids are nowadays. No, that's how we are nowadays, that you should be saying to fix their ways. You should be saying that kids should know how adults are these days. We are more stricter to fix them. That is what she should be saying and should be thinking about saying. We don't accept no bad behavior from no generation of, young people coming up. If we accept them to behave like this without correcting them, without their parents correcting them, then they're going to get corrected in the streets, and the parents won't like that. So correct your children and show them the right way, so that when they are dealt with wrong in the streets, we can defend them. We can go and hurt people for them because they were raised right and they did nothing wrong. But when they do something wrong in the street and hurt other people unfairly, unlawfully, right, unjustly, then it's going to be a problem for them. Okay? And the parents won't like that. So I'm going to play this again, and there's another slide that we got to play. Okay? So bear with me. Let's turn it up.
Like some since y'all want to go ahead and say about the disrespect. I'm gonna make it clear and simple because this shit old, but it still plays a part. But you have to think about it. Her father brought something to the internet that could have easily been done over the phone. That's how this situation arose 3 years ago when the car was taken. Okay, it has been done. He brought it to the internet, said some lies about her, and you can't call her rebellious. Y'all know how this platform is and how their age group is, or how his people is and how they get on the internet. Let me tell you something. Since y'all want to go ahead and say about the disrespect, I'm gonna make it clear and simple because this shit old.
You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah, she be talking a whole bunch of crap that would only lead for world destruction. Okay? These dumbasses, I swear to God, I never want to disrespect her so bad, but these dumbasses that lack intelligence, they're not focusing on the world becoming better. They want to allow their kids to become tyrants and to allow them, especially the mothers, right? It's the mothers, the single mothers raise the most violent sons and daughters. Because without a father in their life, right? Then these kids, trust me, they're like midnight. Okay? And a lot of these women, they weaponize the children against the fathers. And the fathers should be blamed just the same. Because the father should be, you know, they should be more wise with the decision in the woman they sleep with. It's time that we do the right thing. We can't repeat history, right? Because the world is being destroyed. Okay, the world is being destroyed when we continue to live and do the same thing that our foreparents did that lead us down this line. We can't follow the pattern and the same, procedure or process that, such as the wedlock, having kids out of wedlock and all these things. It's just destroy the culture and destroy the earth, cause more violence. And we need to get rid of that. Aren't we here to try to eliminate negativity? Right? So this mother basically wants her child to be this tyrant and be allowed to behave the way she behaved. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, now there's another video of her that, the next slide, I'm going to play right now. Okay?
As a bout to that platform, that's the only way you can address it. Like, if that makes sense, like, if that registers to some people. Okay. Y'all keep saying she was disrespectful. Like I said once before, and I'm going to keep this topic real short. She said what she said. She was provoked. It happened. There's something between them two. It has nothing to do with you all. Okay? When it's brought to that platform, that's the only way you can address it. Like, if that makes sense, like, if that registers to some people. Okay. Y'all keep saying she was disrespectful. Like I said once before, and I'm going to keep this topic real short. She said what she said. She was provoked. It happened. There's something between them two. It has nothing to do with you all. Okay? When it's brought to that platform, that's the only way you can address it. Like, if that makes sense, like, if that registers to some people. Okay.
Such a shame seeing this cow of a woman talking about if that makes sense. And she clearly has no sense from the beginning. She haven't made 1 cent. Right? She haven't made 1 cent from she opened her mouth. She's just blabbering, trying to get people to stop talk. And this is going to make people talk more, right? To show you, because now we're going to address she and her ratchet behavior. And now we're going to expose where the ratchetness came from. And it came from the mother, because Boosie was locked up. Boosie been around traveling. Boosie was not there to enforce certain teachings in his daughter's life. So therefore, it's this cow of a mother who caused the daughter to behave like an otter. Okay? Yes. And the mother look like an otter. Right? She thinks she's cute because she got all this makeup and all this hair done and hair did, and she got her nose piercing and her gaze ring in her ears, and she thinks she's cute when she's overweight. Like, get in the gym, man. Get in the gym. Okay? I never wanted to treat you like this. But now you be saying some things to disrupt, what's been going on. And people know what they're saying. Michael Jackson would have been ashamed to see Boosie's daughter and his son acting the same. You can't have your daughter and your son acting the same. Daughters should be different and sons shouldn't be lame with guns and toting guns and so young, and that's not strong, that's weak. Okay? And she be talking about if we are not family, we should stay out of it. Like, get away, man. Get away. Your eyes are so big, just as your nose is, and your mouth. What is that? What color is that? People stop wearing them lipstick from 96. Bitch. You know what I'm saying? My stepmom used to wear that same color lipstick. Right? That brown lipstick to make them look like they smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? She ain't all that nice. Yo, black men need to be careful about the woman they choose, because you're going to destroy the kid's life when these women weaponize their children against you. And that you clearly see her picking up for her daughter over Boosie, because she's saying that Boosie lied. And then she also said that her daughter felt, what was the term she used? She said her daughter was probably embarrassed. I don't think embarrassed was the term she used, but who the fuck cares about how your daughter feel? Right? She is a kid. Okay? And they should respect their parents. And their parents shouldn't allow them to wrath as well. You know what I'm saying? But we know that Boosie doesn't allow her to Boosie doesn't cause her to wrath. If your parent can buy you cars and all these things, being a star, how do they cause you to wrath? It's this woman that caused the daughter to wrath and to behave the way she behaved. Okay? I was raised with Star living next door to me. Go look up the Black Huru. Go look up the Black Huru. They're the first Jamaican group to win a Grammy. Okay? One of the singer in the group was my neighbor. May Garth Dennis' soul rest in peace. And his boys. Go check out his boys' music. Blaze Mob. Blaze Mob. From Jamaica to California. They're crazy. They're insane. They love music. They've been doing it for years, playing instruments. Okay? Yeah. So, and those stars, they're well-behaved kids from day one. I always look up to them, being my friends. They're rich from day one. You know what I mean? They were rich. I mean, they've been through it, right? Because Black Uhuru had their, just as many other celebrity who's been through a lot. Because fame comes with a lot of drawbacks, and they had suffered some of the drawbacks that fame comes with. So, they may not be all that as famous as they were, it seems, you know what I'm saying? But I recognized their level of fame and respect here in Jamaica when I was a child. And the Black Uhuru kids, they were well behaved, well successful, attending the best schools, and that is how I expect celebrity kids to behave, so that the rude boys and the rude gal can look up to them, and look to change their ways and try to be more like celebrities. But when celebrities are misbehaving and all this toxic, then it just allowed the massive to want to behave like them, to get noticed by them. And nowadays, people support celebrities that are toxic, Like, they want to see Cardi B fight. They want to see Nicki Minaj fight. They want to see all these celebs fight and brawl. That is the mindset now of the fans. And these celebrities need to change that. It's now time for these celebrities to talk to the fans and say, look, it's time to support celebrities that are good behaving celebrities, right? And if they're ever to crash out, make sure it's crashing out on some of those pigs, some of those racists, some of those people who target black people or target any other races. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I'm done with this cow of a mother, man. You know, she only made matters worse. And I may have to do a part two because I haven't presented any of the old videos with the cars in this one, right? And there was a lot of content being thrown around when Boosie was going at it with his daughter, you know? Or she was going at it with Boosie because Boosie wasn't really, you know? As I said, Boosie never caused her to rat. He only took back the car because, and you got to punish your kids. It was a mean of punishment. So shout out to Boosie, you know, although he should be blamed because he's the father and we can't all put the blame on the mother. But we know that the mother is fully responsible for the behavioral pattern we've seen in her daughter because Boosie has been away touring for many years, you know. Yeah, and the first couple of years of your child life, that is where they develop some of the most characteristic that they tend to live on with for many years. You know, so when they're baby, you got to coach them the right way. Okay, so some of that essence and some of that knowledge and that way how you want to set them on that path stays with them forever. Okay, now I'm out, guys. What is on